And welcome back to the Entertainology Podcast. I am your host, Gabe, and I am here with my co-host, Paulie D. How you doing, brother? What's going on? Why you laughing?
I don't know, man.
What's up? Give me some.
What the heck is this?
What do you mean, what the heck is this?
We never done that.
This is the Entertainology Podcast, boy. Heck yeah, boys. And we have got, what's going on? What's so funny? What is going on?
I've never heard you say boys like that.
All right. We're here with the boys tonight. We got producer in the back as always. And guess what? We got such a treat here tonight. It is going to be amazing. You know, we just did Fantastic Four, which was, we agree, is a horrible movie, right?
Oh, yeah.
It is just terrible. And
terrible.
I'm like, in my opinion, I'm like, hey, you know what? We got to after going so low, we got to go high. You know what I'm saying?
Or stay at the same.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. And so this will be an interesting podcast for sure, but we are doing a great 90s movie. You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm just going to throw it right out there. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm telling you right now, top 3, right up there with Skyfall, right up there with Iron Man. Top 3. I'm telling you right now. This is an incredible movie. But it's Air Force One. Harrison Ford stars in Air Force One. Right?
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. And so, let's just jump right into it. I mean, perhaps some of us haven't seen Air Force One in a while, and that's perhaps that's a sad thing, right? But my buddy over here is gonna enlighten us, just kind of give us a little summary about what Air Force One was all about.
Yep. Alrighty. So it's about communist radicals hijack Air Force One with the U.S. president and his family on board. The vice president negotiates from Washington, D.C., while the president, a veteran, fights to rescue the hostages on board.
Wow. That is great. That is great stuff right there. So let's see, where do we start? Like, this is definitely one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Of all time, and so you might call me biased, but like, watch the movie yourself and you can determine yourself. True. But just a quick little backstory real quick. What was it? I was curious. When is your first time that you watched this movie?
Watched it probably when I was, I'd say around 11.
11. So yes. you were also young.
Yeah. When
you first watched this movie, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was also young too. I would say around the age of 10. I remember in our apartment, we watched Air Force One together as a family on DVD. And when I watched it, I was like, wow, that was a great movie. And ever since then, wow, I was watching it like every month, man. It was crazy. I couldn't help myself. As a matter of fact, just a quick little story, I just want to share with the podcast people here. Actually, in middle school, every Thursday, I would go to my grandma's house, and I had a copy on VCR of Air Force One. Right, and I would go and watch the movie, order a pizza, and have a great time. This was my first rated R movie that I ever watched. Yeah.
Jeez.
So nostalgia, probably. I mean, is that maybe what's holding this up so high in my rankings of all time? I don't think so. Because as a matter of fact, I sadly have not seen this movie at all this year. Until a week ago.
Really?
Can you believe that? Yeah.
No, I don't believe that.
Oh, no, I'm for real. Like, it's, and of course, my perspective might have changed a little bit, but no, it did not. As a matter of fact, now that I'm much older, a year older, whatever, I don't care. And I've gotten more into movies. I realize that this is still a great movie.
Wow.
Maybe not perfect, but it's darn near close to it.
Well, I'm totally the opposite because I watched it when I was 11. Haven't seen it since 2 days ago or 4.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I really don't have any connection to this movie, honestly. That's why I probably second time watching it. So
all right.
well, we'll see. You'll see my opinions on this movie.
Cool. Now, lately, does these movies in the 90s, I realize a lot of them start with a lot of opening credits, which I don't know why. Yeah. I don't know why that it takes. They literally play music and they put like the opening credits of all the actors and who it's directed by. To be honest with you, it's quite boring, you know. And as a matter of fact, this movie doesn't really pick up. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty slow, you know. Within the first 15 minutes, it's pretty boring, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's just.
Because you know you got the kidnapping, right? That happens in the beginning. Then you got the speech, which plays the president makes the speech, which plays a pretty important role later on because it kind of comes back and bites him in the butt.
Yep.
And you know it just kind of moves on from there. Then you see his connection with his family, which I guess we kind of needed, but I don't think it started to pick up until that double agent shoots the first 3 Secret Service officers. Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think so. And you know, I think it after that, like it just goes on a full speed ahead. Like this movie just doesn't leave you alone, I think. Now we have to admit that scene, that I think it's about 10, maybe. No, I don't think it's 15 minutes. Maybe it's more like 10 minutes of just like nonstop action from when the terrorists take over the plane.
Right.
Right. He throws that smoke grenade, and all of a sudden you got these terrorists running for those guns that are in the plane, and all of a sudden, boom. It wreaks havoc among the planes. People are screaming. They're like, oh, my gosh, they're shooting on the plane. They're smoking the cabin. Like, they don't know what's going on.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
Until what's its name? And even for the pilots, like, it's just crazy to, like, they don't even know that they're being hijacked. And so it's like, okay, we're going to lock the door. We got to land this plane. We got to make an emergency landing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like all, like... You know, it's like this, you know, it's one of those scenes that you like to go back to. You know, a lot of movies have those scenes where it's like, you know, I don't have time to watch the entire movie today, but I just want to go back to that one scene. And if it was like any scene in this movie, I would think that was my favorite scene in the whole movie. It's so intense.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, it is so intense.
Well, for my opinion, the first 15, yes, they were boring.
Yeah.
They was just talking a lot. And then,
it's true.
I'd say, yes, the way they hit real quick with them getting killed on the plane it switched real quick, which it was true. The pace just switched right there. And I think that's where it caught my eye because, there was action now. So
right.
When what's it called? When they tried to take over the plane and the way they got inside the cockpit was I believe too easy in my opinion.
Oh.
Yes, I think there should have in order for if you think about this plane as the president's plane,
right.
It's need to be true. Like very security needs to be on the high in there,
Oh, yes.
So for them to just put a little clay, which I don't know where they got that clay from, because I know a clay. Do you know where they got that piece of clay?
It seemed like, I don't know, it seemed more like a mini explosive, I thought.
Well, it's because it was like a putty thing that they put on that doorknob.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And I know your perspective, but it's like, you think about it, this was before 2001. So before,
true.
it was a lot more easier,
true.
Probably to hijack a plane, even the president's plane, because it's like the likely event of in real life, and I kind of like to make this with reality, a little bit maybe, like it's not. It's very rare that something would happen.
It is rare,
like
but
the
president also did an accusation during the beginning about what was it? This terrorist Ivan, I believe it was his name, who got captured, right?
Yeah, the guy who got captured, right? Yeah.
So obviously these Russians wanna like take over and bring back their General Ivan.
Exactly.
So I'm pretty sure wherever the president goes should have been more secured, honestly.
Okay.
You know?
But it was very hard. Even when the vice president was sitting in her little room and they were talking with the people, it's like one of the guys is like, "Please tell me that it's not that easy." Oh, actually, no. The vice president says it herself. She's like, "Please don't tell me it's that easy." And they're like, "Yeah, no, it's hard. You got to make fake fingerprints. You have to, get ID badges. You got to do all this stuff. You know." So it's like, oh my gosh.
I know. And I figured the reason why they got in there so easily was because they honestly killed the people that are actually supposed to go on there.
It's very
which
sad.
were the Russian, like, news people, like, something like that.
Right.
So obviously they killed them and took their identities and somehow took over their fingerprints, which I feel like that's pretty easy to do.
Okay.
In my way. You've seen movies where they take fingerprints of others and like Mission Impossible. Like,
that's great stuff right there.
So I feel like it's easy now in modern day, but it's true. Now that I think about it too, 9/11 didn't happen yet, but I don't know, but I just feel like it should have been more secured, honestly. If the president, I would have wanted it more secured.
Right. And like they said, it's virtually impossible to get weapons aboard, but yet there was already weapons there. But, the double agent, and it's interesting how the movie already just tells us that there's a double agent. It's not like anything to be like, oh, what's going on? No, they just tell us right away that's a double agent working for the Secret Service, and he's actually in charge of the Secret Service. Can you believe that? He's actually the one that's kind of like a supervisor or something like that was in charge of all the Secret Service. Can you believe that? Kills his own men. Right? And you think about it, these terrorists, they killed a lot of people during that time. In that 10 minutes, man, they shot down so many people, including many Secret Service agents, which is why probably, but you know what? Their job is to protect the president, and they did that by, I don't know, do you think there's a real escape pod on Air Force One?
There has to.
Right?
I figured. If it's not, they should now do it on it because it's very safe to have the president escape. Yeah. If a terrorist takes over his plane. So I think it is true they have something like that.
Yeah, I would think so too. Yeah, and the Secret Service agents did their job. They got him there. They took it off or whatever. But if you think about it, this plane is actually like super secure even from the outside. If you think about it. Yeah. It can survive a pulse of a nuclear blast.
Wow.
And it's just like an F-14 or whatever. Like it's got it can deploy flares.
Oh yeah, we get to see those
and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. And it's like, wow, like this plane has everything, but yet somehow they were able to get on it. But I think if it wasn't for that double agent, there's no way they would have been able to hijack. Mm-hmm. Virtually impossible. But somehow they got on that thing and they took it over. Unfortunately, lost the lives of both pilots in the running. Right.
I feel like that plane should have landed. It should have never.
Yeah, it was so cool though to see that they were landing and just bittering back and forth between the pilot and the air control tower was just incredible. I love that. It was like flap sturdy, and they it's like they got to land this thing. It's like no matter what we do, we land this plane. Do you understand? That's what the pilot said.
He does.
He said, I'm sorry, I know all these lines, guys. I watched this movie for so long, and it kind of hurts when someone doesn't like this movie. But and so no. I will defend this movie to the grave, man. And so will I Skyfall and Iron Man. I will defend those movies to the grave. No. We're fighting. We're boxing anybody who says that these movies are F's, man. Oh, no.
Iron Man, yeah.
Hey, at least Skyfall is critics agree. Oh my! All right, I'm just kidding. Let's finish here. And it's just incredible just to see how they're landing the plane, like the intensity. The army is down. Their ambulances, firefighters, like they're ready to go.
But they didn't do nothing.
they ended up not doing anything and it's too safe. Some people might say, well, shoot the tires, but that's gonna like cause
what
people to die.
You want
on
the plane to
board.
go up again?
Well,
yeah.
You
want the terrorists to take over the president and
I mean,
and kill him?
Technically, the president is secure. As far as we know,
he's a fool for not going in. He's a fool for it.
Listen. I want you to. Did you believe when you watched it? Well, I don't know if you remembered, but
no, because I read the description.
Oh, before you watched the movie? Oh,
and I've seen it before.
Oh, so you remembered?
Yes.
I'm just curious. Why don't you leave in the comments below if you've ever watched this movie for the first time? Did you? I'm very curious if you guys thought that he was actually on the AirPod or that AirPod. What do you call that thing? The escape pod. The escape pod. All right. This is like Star Wars now. They have escape pods.
Yeah.
On planes. Yeah.
He's a fool for not going.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Well, because he needs to honestly be the guy that's in charge of a whole nation, right?
Right.
Instead, he wants to sacrifice himself to save his friends?
Well, and his family. And I think that
over a whole nation.
He made this decision as a father and a husband, not as a president.
I cannot vote for this president.
Oh, gosh. Sacrificing his life. Well, that's why there's vice presidents, right? We have the lady.
They look like the vice president couldn't do nothing, honestly.
Right, the lady. I mean,
so I don't know why she's there.
The terrorists kept making.
What's his name? What's his name? The
terrorist?
No, the other guy that was trying to fight over. Oh, what's it called? I know it's the vice president and the general. No, the national.
We don't really know much about politics, of course.
But you watched this movie so many times.
Right,
this guy.
So who's guy? Just show me who he is, and I'll remember.
The one that we're fighting a lot with the vice president.
The vice president who was fighting with the vice president. The person who was fighting with the vice president.
Yes.
Yes, it was
defense security. This guy.
Yes.
Defense security. Yeah. So I feel like he was honestly gonna take over her position.
Yes. And they reached a point in the movie actually where they're like, we can overrule the president. Everyone has signed here. All we need is for you to sign. But she didn't,
right. Which I understand.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have, because honestly, this guy's up there.
Right.
And so they were gonna release Ivan.
Right.
So if she signed it, he would have died up there.
Oh yeah,
anyways.
probably.
Yeah, because he's useless now.
Exactly. The terrorists would have killed him right there, I think.
Right.
Yep.
So
they'll do anything for Mother Russia. Right.
Mother Russia.
Yes. Okay.
You have to cut that out.
All right.
I don't want to get assassinated.
We're gonna bleep that out because we don't cut anything anymore. Anyway.
Oh yeah. They're gonna read my lips.
No,
they're gonna read my lips.
We even bleep out the lips.
Okay, bleep out the. Make sure.
Clearly, he doesn't watch the video podcast.
No, I don't. And
he just listened to them.
Yes, I do. Let's just listen to them. Maybe.
Oh,
but they just covered. Hold up! Don't touch my mic.
Hey! Oh my!
But God. Make sure you cover this, and then obviously the words.
Clearly, only the friends who ask us later about this will know what we said, or what he said.
No, don't even tell them to.
Oh my gosh! Anyway, what were we talking about?
Russia.
Oh yes, they're very they're gonna do anything. They'll probably even kill themselves.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. They'll do that, and that's great sacrifice for your country, and that's fine. What's going on back there? Actually, like for a Secret Service, this is like you even sign a waiver like, will you protect the president? Will you put yourself in harm's way for the president? You actually have to sign whether or not you want to do that. Yeah, that's why they make a lot of money. So
that's Gabe.
6 figures right there. Oh no, thank you, buddy. No, thank you. Oh
my God! What if I was the president and this guy was my security?
Oh, I got him. I know where I got. Oh, God. And I trip on the way to save you from a bullet. No, I'm just kidding.
Dang.
Oh gosh.
You want to sign that?
What?
I'll pay you. Yeah. You want to sign a waiver for me?
Lord. Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll pay you a cent. a week.
A cent? Oh my! I'm out of here.
That's a good business.
I'm gone.
6 figures right there.
All right, that's enough. Anyway, so back to the movie. They absolutely failed the emergency landing. The terrorists were able to get the plane back up in the air. And what an intense moment that was when that plane was about to hit the other plane right there, and it was
it was not gonna hit it.
Yeah.
No, it was not even close.
Oh, you
gotta go get your eyes checked.
Hater. Oh gosh,
you've seen this movie so many times.
Now remember.
Listen,
okay, all right. Now you have to
up.
remember this is a '90s movie, so you have to forgive.
Yeah,
some
I'm
things.
sorry. I don't know the graphics.
25
in this,
years. 25 years. Give it. I know.
It some
space,
but
please.
It's not my thing though. I don't care if it's 25 years. I can't.
Oh!
That's the thing I couldn't watch because of the scenes. I'm like, I know it's very old, but it's like, Lord have mercy. It's because I've seen the technology of today's movies is like so advanced that it's so real. Right. But when I go watch this movie, I'm just like, I can tell night and day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that bothers me for some reason.
I thought the special effects held up pretty well, except maybe for the air fight. Some of that stuff was a little off.
Gosh.
Oh my.
It was. I didn't. You could tell.
All right. Did
like,
you watch this in 4K because it looked a lot better than 4K?
I watched it in 4K. Gabe, don't worry.
Okay. All right.
It did
good. That's
not
good.
improve at all.
All right. I guess I already know. I already know what he's gonna say when it comes to 1977 Star Wars. In that case.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Star Wars 2.
Oh my gosh.
Them too.
Oh
honestly.
Shoot, man! Shots fired over here. Anyway, okay. Anyway, so the president is revealed to be on the plane, right? So that's great.
Yeah.
No, well, I guess. Well, now we have a movie, right? Because if he left the plane, there would be no movie. But
there would be there. The terrorists would just kill everybody on the plane one by one until the president would let go of Ivan.
Actually, probably.
That would have happened differently.
But a lot less interesting, I guess.
True. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to see all deaths a lot, then that's your cup of tea. Exactly.
So he's trying to be sneaky, and this guy was in the army before, and he's a veteran. Mm-hmm. So the president's a veteran, so he knows how to fight. And if you think about it, Harrison Ford, the actor himself, is about 55 in this movie.
Yeah, you can tell. He's very old.
Yeah. Okay. He actually looks pretty good for 55, but you can.
I'll give him that.
He looked pretty good.
He was
for
moving
55.
there, but
yes,
a little
he was.
slow. You could tell.
Oh, okay, but he still kicked some butt, didn't he?
It's them shot effects needed to do their work. So.
Okay. Anyway, he goes to and here's the thing I love about this movie so much is that it's like it is difficult to take on. Let's be honest, it's difficult to take on 7 people, or how many terrorists? I think there's about 7 terrorists on the plane. There's 6 or 7.
7 at the beginning, and then one dies, and then another dies.
Oh yes, one dies in the beginning. So so we're talking about 6 now, because after he gets out of that pod, or that pod room or whatever, there's about 6 left. And to be honest with you, unless you're John Wick, 6 people is not. You're not gonna win, battle unless you're James Bond or John Wick. It's like
unless you rat it out.
Unless you're Ethan Hunt, I mean,
or Gabe on Apex.
Okay, yeah, a rat. All right, that's enough. I don't want to hear it from you. Anyway.
He was asking a question.
What do you say? Tell everybody, please, because I didn't hear you.
Who is James Bond?
Okay, all right.
I'm for real. I don't know who that is.
Okay, you're all right. Get out of here. That's enough with your jokes. Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Don't worry. You don't need an explanation for who he is.
All right. Anyway. Wow. Can you believe this, guys? You guys,
John Wick? Yeah, I know who that is.
Oh, can you
John
believe
Wick,
this? James Bond is literally my favorite ever. And okay, whatever. All right. Hey.
You probably know his driver ID.
Okay, no, I don't know where he lives. No, I'm just kidding. Stalker. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Anyway. So it's great that like the movie kind of like is like he's taking terrorists out one by one.
Oh yeah.
You know, in the first scene, we get this guy. He does the watch trick. You know, where he turns on a watch alarm, and all of a sudden the guy goes in there. He's like, "What the heck is going on here?" He's looking around. He sees two chairs. One chair is facing this way. The other one is facing the other way. And he turns out to be in this side on the left, where the chair is facing to go, where like someone can go sit down in. Which you would think it would be the other way, but they flipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did.
Pretty
It
cool.
was an element of surprise.
And the fight ensues. I'm surprised that I wonder how soundproof the aircraft is, because like the terrorists are like right upstairs, and so I guess so, because it was more like it wasn't more of like a smacking, it was more like a choking going on, right?
yeah, there was no shots fired
Until the very end.
until the end.
Because the goal of Mr. President James Marshall is so that he can, I know all the
Wow.
names and stuff, and so the president, he wants to, of course, he's acting as a father and a husband. He's trying to find his family, so he's trying to get the keys out. And so just when he thinks the first terrorist is down, he goes and tries to open the conference room, but he couldn't get the key open, and he was struggling to get the keys open. Then the next guy, and then the terrorist tries to shoot with his pistol, but then he retaliates and fires back and kills the terrorist and alerts the terrorist upstairs.
Which in this is when he sneaks.
Yeah, and then
manages
he has
to go down, right?
Yep, and so he has to sneak all the way back to the end of the plane, right? And I remember the terrorists were real angry, because it's like, oh my gosh, someone's down there shooting, and they're like, let's torch up his body, you know. And so they're for real. They were gonna go and kill whoever was shooting, and yeah, he ends up going to the back of the plane. And you didn't believe he was in those bathrooms at all?
No.
Okay.
He was probably over there somewhere else, honestly, because
Okay.
there's no way he's going to hide in one of those
Right,
and just get killed
right.
easily.
Well, that's true.
So.
Yeah, he snuck underneath the plane, so that's exactly where they were. And I forgot to say, during this entire time, they are being escorted by the Air Force.
If you call them Air Forces, because they're
What-
just toy airplanes.
Okay, nah. They look good. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, this is no Top Gun, but hey, they look pretty good.
It is not.
No,
it is. It's not compared to Top Gun. No way is that the same.
Right. But I'm just saying, it's no Top Gun, but they still look good.
In your eyes, yeah.
Okay.
No, in my eyes, honestly, it didn't.
Say how good they looked, guys, in the comment section below.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Anyway, he gets downstairs, and and during this time, he is facing a problematic thing, because the terrorists say, you know, unless you release this guy, we're gonna kill somebody every half an hour.
Wow.
So it's like it's hard, because it's like they're beating not only to release this guy, but then the whole world will go up, or like half of the world will go up in flames if they do.
Mm-hmm.
Or do we wait it out and just have a couple sacrifices here and there and see how things go? But it's unfortunate the National Security Advisor was killed first. Yep.
That was really good.
That was really good. Yep, because like that phone is going to ring, and he's like, has Radek been released from prison? He's like, no, we need more time. I mean, come on now.
Honestly, Ivan is so good in this movie.
Then he was just like,
Yeah.
your National Security Advisor has just been executed.
Yeah.
Yep.
For me, Ivan was so good in this movie.
Yes,
Which is
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman played so well.
Incredible job, guys. And you wouldn't even think he's Commissioner Gordon. Like, that is Commissioner Gordon from the Dark Knight right there.
Yeah.
Dark Knight trilogy. Like, I was like, I couldn't see, like, oh, wow, that's him. You know, when I first found out, I was like, there's no way. Like, he played it so well. The accent was, like, spot on, everything. Like, that was incredible right there. And so, and even the dynamic, you know, later on in the movie where he goes upstairs and he's talking with the president, like, that dynamic between was incredible, too. But, Yeah, and he's a scary guy. I think, in this movie, you're going to be a little scared of him whenever he gets on the screen. You're going to be trembling. I mean, like, it's crazy, the way that he is. And he plays a great villain. He's the main villain, antagonist, or not antagonist. Is that what they call it, antagonist?
I think villain.
I think I'm way off, actually.
Yeah, it's a villain.
Just kind of, we're going to bleep that out, actually. And
go for
it. He's a great villain for this story, and it's just incredible what he does.
If you want a good villain,
right,
watch this movie.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
Yes.
And that's all.
Okay. Like I said, this movie doesn't leave you alone. It's like okay, they kill the hostage. What are they going to do next? Like how are we going to get out of this? More conflict can arise. Well, more conflict doesn't arise because the terrorists go and check downstairs. Well, and President James Marshall is there. He gets a hold of a cell phone, though, which is great. Back then, like, it's not like we have nowadays. We just pop it right out of our pocket. No, we had a lot of landlines, it's like, and all the landlines on the plane weren't working, so he couldn't use those. So he had to go searching through the suitcases until he found one. Battery powered. Yeah, track phone, right? Kind of something like that.
One of those Nokia ones, like
yes.
big boy ones.
Oh, yes. It was a big one. I can't believe that thing was in our pockets back then.
I consider that a weapon. He could have used that to kill
one
of them. If
wow.
he killed one with that, I'll give him +1.
All right. That was more of a joke.
Phone and hit somebody with it, it would have been so good.
That's so unrealistic.
Bro, I'll toss one of them phones on you if you don't get knocked out.
Yeah, those things are heavy. Those are heavy. Those old things, man. Those things are antique and old, man. Okay.
These are not good.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
That would have been cool. I would have been damn.
Okay. Unfortunately, he doesn't know, the White House number, so he has to call switchboard, right? What's going on over there? Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's how he'd be laughing. Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's because.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I can't even do it no more.
Oh, geez. Perfect. All right. That's enough.
Okay.
That's enough. My gosh, this guy. Let me have a moment here. This is
go for it.
This is an incredible movie.
I know this is
Thank
your movie.
you.
Yeah,
thank
I know it's
you.
your
I'll
favorite.
just give it. I mean, we got to do your favorite movie.
We already did it.
Oh, that's a joke. I don't believe that.
All of the ones we watched that I've given an A, they're all my favorites.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that's a joke. If someone held a gun to your head and be like, "What's your favorite movie of all time?" What would you say?
Get the gun and just might as well just kill me.
God. All right, that's a whole nother conversation we'll be having. But anyway, this poor president here doesn't know the number. And back then we had what we called operators, switchboard operators, and you'd call them and be like, "Okay, I need you to give me this guy's number. Call this number." They would direct you and connect you to the right person. Nowadays it's a little bit different. It's only like if you call like a toll-free number or something. But yeah. Back then it was different. Of course, I wasn't alive then, but a lot of that stuff was still around in the early 2000s, believe me. Yeah. Right? Yeah, yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, right. And so, like, this was like another great moment. It's like, I'm telling you, this movie keeps poking at you, doesn't leave you alone. Guess what? Now he's got a gun to his head. And he's like, you need to connect me to the White House. I am the president of the United States. And the woman is just like, the president doesn't call this number. What are you doing? Like, this is some joker. You want to make a federal case out of this? Fine by me. That's exactly what she says, by the way. And then she's like, I traced the call, sir. Hello? Are you still there? And he's like, I'll put you right through, Mr. President. And then he drops the phone in his jacket, right? Hold on, wait a minute. Listen, guys, come on.
Gosh, I'm watching the movie and my eyes already. I just want to pull my eyes out.
Okay, so hold on. So do you, bro? You just want to play the movie, bro?
No.
We could just play the movie right here, bro, for the people, bro.
Hold on, guys. Wait, guys, chill out. Wait a minute, hold on. We'll make it go a little faster. It's because this is one of the moments where, like, it's not stopping and it's poking at you. Like I remember for those of us that watched, or for those of you that heard or watched the Top Gun Maverick podcast, Ryan was our guest, and he said, you know what? This movie is always going to try and sneak back in when you're talking about other movies. And I think that is exactly what's going on right now. Top Gun Maverick was a great movie, and it was a movie that kept poking at you and constantly bothering you, and Air Force One is that movie. It constantly bothers you. You think that you're out of the conflict, but you're not.
But
It keeps bothering you.
Top Gun Maverick did way better though. I'll give you this movie did not do it as same as that one. Though. I did disagree with that because it did not. Honestly, was watching this for the third time. I can't. I don't know why. I don't know. It did not do it as good as Maverick. I feel like.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I just want to just so they don't get
absolutely
confused,
absolutely. I'm a huge fan of this movie. He's okay, whatever. I don't know really his somewhere in the middle, maybe a little less. I don't know, man. This guy's lost.
You'll know.
Pray for this man right here.
No, I know there's people out there that are like me.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think
so you're not the only one. I get it. You can go find your other friends that are like that.
Right. I will,
but
and I will call them up. I will add them on Facebook. I will follow them on Instagram. All of that stuff at Movie Art Reviews. Okay. Just DM me and be like, I love Air Force One. I'll be like, all right, I'll follow you. That's right. That's what we'll do, guys. Anyway, so again, this is exactly what. All right. This is exactly a point where it's poking at you because it's like, okay, well, how is this president going to escape? All right. Well, in a way, he basically just tells the phone is still on speaker or whatever, and he's like, in a way, he's talking to the terrorists behind him, but he's also talking to the people on the other side of the line. And he's like, fire a missile on Air Force One. We just get knocked off our feet. And that's exactly what they did. They fired on Air Force One. Fox 3, boom. Missile goes out. Mm-hmm. The flares get deployed. And he's able to take over the terrorists, smack them, kill them, do all that stuff. So that was pretty cool right there. And just when you think it's okay, no. You thought, no, listen to me. Now the hostage is coming up next. This is sad, because this is a very nice lady. She was in charge of like the news people and stuff. Yeah. And it was just really sad. Like she had a gun to her head basically, and it's like she and everyone could hear this all over the plane. It's all over on the speaker, on the telephone. Everyone could hear what was going on. And he's like, all right, I don't know who's killing people downstairs, but you need to reveal yourself, surrender yourself, or this woman's going to die. But nope. Guess what happens? The woman dies. Wow. That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is sad.
That was very sad.
I thought he was going to go up and just like surrender himself. Right. That's what I thought. But he didn't. So for her, because she's the one that basically brought these terrorists in at the beginning. Right. So for her to be like, oh, I'm the one that's going to die now because I brought these guys in here, it really hurt. I know.
It did, yeah.
I even chose a good person to kill. Because it hurt.
Yeah, it did. It hurt everybody on the plane.
So it even hurt him.
Killing an unarmed woman, that is just, wow. You've gone to a whole nother level of terrorists. That is just, can't do that. But I mean, it's just, that was very unfortunate. And in front of the wife and daughter of the president. That was even more tragic. Like, they witnessed the killing like that. Like, that's just scarring, let me tell you.
Yeah. Plus, that girl's been through a lot throughout this movie, Yeah. She has been, yeah. She's been talking to, obviously, Ivan, and, they had a little conversation. And you could tell that she was, like, scared, but she also, like, told him that you are, like, a monster. Yeah. And there was a point where even the mother had a gun to her and everything. So she even saw that.
Exactly. So. Well, it's pretty tragic. That was very sad. And so it's like, after that, the president was just like, oh my gosh, I need to do something. And the best thing to do is, like, he saw a carton of milk that was just kind of broken there. It's because and no, he didn't go
He's like,
drink it, but okay.
All right, I'm ready now.
Oh my gosh, this is not Rocky. This isn't Popeye. This is not any of that. Milk gets you strong, right?
Yeah.
Drink your milk, you get strong bones, right?
Yep. Muscle milk.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah, there are muscle milks out there. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, it was one of the milks that got broken and was leaking, and he's like, "Oh, I can dump the fuel from the plane."
That's a good idea.
That's a great idea. So he's calling. It's like, "All right, show me how to dump the fuel." And just, of course, again, it's like, I think the movie's poking at you here because it's like the connection, the battery dies, and it's like, oh crap, what wires do I cut now? So he had his it's like red, white, and blue, man, and he started dumping the fuel. Yep.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool, right? The American flag. Yep.
No, it was.
He had his heart on it.
No, it was a green wire
and the blue wire.
And the blue one.
He had to cross the field. It's because it's like, what other one will I cut?
Yeah, because he managed to get the green one, which they told him. But then, the battery dies. And so he had to figure out what the other one was. Because if he managed to put the wrong one, the plane would have crashed, or went off.
Yeah, oh yeah, it would have been.
So he had a chance of 25% of being right?
Yeah, about that. But, red, white, and blue. So he went with it. It was a good decision. Yeah. So now, whole nother problem. Now the plane doesn't have enough fuel. It's like, well, now what the heck are we going to do now? The terrorists are getting all scared. It's like, okay, I'm reading the manual here, and it says that you can refuel Air Force One in midair, which is very true, actually. Yes, you can do that in real life. That is very true. And I think you have seen this movie because it's such a great movie. It's like a 90's... Huh?
He connects. Yep, they connect.
Yeah, they connect it. Yeah, and well, it's like, hey, and a lot of these terrorists are kind of pretty much kind of dead already. And one of the terrorists gets taken hostage, and that's how the president was actually finally able to gain access to the conference room because he was able to get one of the terrorists hostage. And then, of course, he finds out that his family is upstairs, and, how are we going to get people off this plane? Well, I dumped the fuel. So let's think about something. It's like, oh, okay, well, how about there's a bunch of parachutes in the ramp underneath the plane, right? So that's how they got out, right, which is pretty cool. They got a message to fake that they needed to go to 5,000 feet and slow to 200 knots. That's exactly what they did. Mm-hmm. So now they're getting out of there, and they are trying to save as many people as they can, and all the chutes are going off. And of course, again, just when you think everything is going well, the terrorists gain access to the parachute ramp while they're refueling. They blow up on that thing, and there's I'm telling you, 5 people fly off without a parachute, dead. That's so sad, isn't it? Right?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing over that? That's not funny.
Because it was funny the way they just
rolled.
rolled.
It was kind of funny. It was rolling.
Yeah,
they were rolling. Well, perfect sacrifice, right? Actually, there was a couple that had parachutes on, but there was quite a few there that didn't have parachutes.
Yeah.
Because that explosion just kind of sent like a big old wave of air, just sending people flying off, and including the president, who was holding on for dear life now.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh. And unfortunately, just when you think things couldn't get any worse, the fueling plane catches on fire, and all of a sudden, a big explosion. The entire fuel plane explodes.
They all should have been dead.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. I don't think so, because remember the Air Force One itself is very highly protected. Well, yeah, it's not like that plane could fall out of the sky.
Dude was literally outside of it, dangling out of it.
Oh,
and the flames literally, it looked like it touched his feet.
No way. It was not that close. It was not that close, guys.
Well, I don't know about the graphics, but for me, it was right there. I'm like, dang, this buddy should have been roasted.
It should have been roasted like hot dogs on the campfire, right? What? Right. Exactly.
Yeah, buddy over there struggling.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's not talk about that. Yeah, that was really good. And it's like, it's like there's not many people left on. I mean, there's about, I would say maybe like, I don't know, like 6 or 7 people probably left on it. Because most of the people, thank God, actually escaped. They parachuted away. A couple of those shots were green screen for sure. I don't know, but it's a 90's movie, so give it a chance, right? But, yep, in the middle of it, he's like, the terror wasn't going to let the guy go get the president who's hanging for dear life. But he was like, that's the president, for God's sake. Let me go save him.
Oh, yeah.
And so he goes to save him. And, of course, the Secret Service guy who was the double agent, stayed on board. And I don't know who the other guy was. I believe some form of the Secret Service, another supervisor or something like that.
Chief of staff.
Okay, well, he was like, oh, no, we stay with the president.
Mm-hmm. He's the one that sacrificed.
Yeah, because even the president is like, where are your guys' parachutes? And he's like, no, we stay with the president. It's like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Talk about a job, right? Signing your life away. Well, that's what it is, right? So now the president is captured. All right, we're in big trouble now. How worse can it get, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they got to release the guy from prison, right? Which all of that was just... It was definitely intense because you think that the bad guys win.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean, it's like, oh, shoot. Like how, and now the president is getting released, and even I don't know if it was one of the presidents from the country, or he was very surprised to receive the phone call from the president asking him to be released. Because he doesn't like that guy either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't like that guy either. But he's being released, but thank God, with the president and the terrorists, all the back and forth was really good. I think you agree with that, right?
The terrorists when he escapes.
No, like when they're they're upstairs, and
fighting.
he's kind of like getting interrogated.
I think this was my favorite part of the part, because the way the president and Ivan were arguing, and like him like trying to kill his family, trying to because Ivan right there is just trying to get this guy out of jail, so he's basically like giving like the president an option to either kill one of either your wife or your daughter, or or if you don't let go of the guy from jail. So so he was honestly tossing him around and everything. So I felt the president like, I'm gonna die basically, but but he made a choice of letting go of the guy out of jail. So
and then of course the vice president and people down on the ground, they're like, man, he's not making this decision as president, he's making it as a father and daughter. I mean a father and husband.
Oh yeah.
So so it's just like, oh, that's why they almost overruled him, but
True.
they didn't
good choice.
They didn't end up doing that. Which of course, it was a good choice. They trusted the president to finish the job upstairs, So.
Or the vice president only, because the rest didn't.
Yeah, the vice president, She had to make some calls down there for sure. So, because the president couldn't make calls, so the vice president was kind of like in charge a little bit. So, but they let the president release the guy, and it was pretty intense. It's like when you grab, can you imagine someone grabbing your daughter, putting a gun to her head, and it's like, I'm gonna give you to the count of 5 to make a decision. Like, heck yeah, I'll release him. I'll do whatever you want. It's like, or he even said, why don't you just kill me? Don't grab my family? But he ends up releasing Radek, and now the whole Eastern Europe is going to go up in flames because of it. So, and now they're in trouble. But unfortunately, while he was on the ground and while he was being interrogated, he ended up grabbing a piece of glass, and his arms are duct taped behind him, so he was able to. And don't get me wrong, duct tape is actually very strong, and that's actually a pretty good way to tie up somebody. But don't do that, right? Because that's not good if you're tying up people with duct tape. What's wrong with you? But but yeah, glass could cut through duct tape any day, man. So he was able to escape while the terrorists were unaware, completely unaware, and especially after they lied, because he's like, if you release Radic, we'll release all of you. Oh, what a big fat lie that terrorists made.
Yeah.
Right.
I know they weren't going to let go, so.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, every terrorist, obviously, when the job is done, they're all going to die.
Right.
Once he's done his job, he's like, all right, you're all dead.
Yep. Especially now that they know that he'll negotiate with terrorists. And again, like I said in the beginning, he made that speech that we will not negotiate with terrorists, but yet he just did. So that was like, it really did come back and bite him in the butt. So that was
on that.
Hey, oh my!
Oh, now you gotta bleep that
out.
Oh,
making more work. Lord have mercy. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Stop it.
Now you gotta bleep it out.
No, I gotta bleep that out. Oh my God, that's gonna come into these things over here. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh shoot. Oh man. Yeah, but he ends up. Of course, the element of surprise is a great thing in combat. Even the general says that, and that goes for anything, man. Really, we can even go to reality. Like even in reality, the element of surprise is incredible. I mean, just imagine, surprise birthday party. How surprised were you?
I knew it was gonna happen.
Okay,
come on.
All right.
How are they gonna forget my birthday? Not celebrate. Of course, it's gonna be a surprise.
But a party, like you're completely thrown off. Like people might say happy birthday, but then you throw a party. It's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this at all. Right?
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I gotta get the cake, right? So when I get the cake, that's when I know they celebrated it.
Okay.
Right? So when they do that, right? If it's not with the family, then it's gonna be a surprise. So that letting you all know, if they do throw a surprise party at you, either they just forgot who you are, or they're going to give you a surprise party. So
okay. All right.
They forgot about me a long time ago.
Oh, no.
Don't worry, buddy.
But it's all good. I don't mind it. It's all good.
Come here and give me a hug. Come on the podcast. Come here. Are you for real?
Oh. I don't like surprise parties, bro.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. I don't like surprise parties.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just talking,
Yeah, but I always get like a cake. My family celebrates it. Sure. I consider that them celebrating my birthday. If it's just family, no friends around, they celebrate. But if I somehow during that whole week or the weekend and I don't get no cake at all, that means they're either gonna celebrate it or not. So that means that
no, I've gotten cakes, but I just not that many. Like when I was in California, I didn't get no cakes ever. Only like one time, I think that I can remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But when I'm here, I think I've gotten a few. Yeah. There has been like 1 year that I didn't. Like last year, I don't remember. Oh wait, last year. Wait, no, I don't even remember last year.
People were still getting over the.
But the one that there was one that caught me off surprise though. It was a good one. The one that I have in my Instagram, bro, where they just boom right in my face.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I was in Colombia. Bro.
Oh, of course.
I was talking and I was just and then boom out from behind. Oh
my gosh!
There was a war cake there.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, you gotta be careful with those Colombians over there, man.
Okay,
well, no, not like that. Not like that.
You gotta cut that out.
We gotta bleep that out. You gotta
cut that out.
All right.
Colombia's gonna be coming for you, boy.
You said it again.
Oh my
gosh, you said it again.
They're gonna go get you.
Yes. No, but you don't understand. Oh my gosh. Let's get back to this right after we roll this ad.
Are you willing to start a podcast with your buddies?
Yes, sir.
Well, do I have the plug for you guys? Podbean, our distributor, is willing to give you the first month for free when you use the code podbean.com/ETFree1. And you'll get your own website, and in that website, you can distribute it to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and so many other platforms. So go and get your buddies.
And do you have a small business that you're willing to promote?
Yes, sir.
Then Podbean Advertising has the perfect hookup for you. All you need to do is go to sponsorship.podbean.com/ETFree1 and they will give you hooked up for advertising for up to $100 free credit. And we're back from that ad, and we're back to get right back into, we got a little off on a little detour there, but that's okay. Let's talk about the element of surprise in combat. Yeah, it's pretty useful, man.
I recommend it.
Pretty useful. Yep. He didn't see it coming. That terrorist was like all cheering and like, "Yay, the president got released or general got released."
Element of surprise.
Oh. All right. That's it. All right. Okay. You're fired. This is the last
element of surprise.
It's okay.
I was showing the audience the element of surprise.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. Comment down below if you love that. Element of surprise.
No, that was terrible. That was terrible. That is called assault right there. And I'm going to perform a citizen's arrest after the podcast. Anyway.
Well, see you, folks.
Yep. This has
been a pleasure.
This is it. Yep.
See ya.
No.
There we go.
Anyway, he was so happy. They were joyful, right? And nope, the president goes and smacks that guy in the face, and
just like that, guys.
And he does it
just like I showed you.
Yep, and he is like, oh my gosh, he's just battling over people. He's the only one that has escaped, by the way, just the president, right? And I believe in the crossfire, one of the terrorists got shot. He also shoots another terrorist, but just when the president is about to be shot.
Ooh.
One of the guys jumps in the way. Very sad. No.
All right, let's say you're pointing a gun. I have to go like this.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, yes. That looked pretty real. The graphics,
The graphics when he tossed himself? Yeah, I'll give that.
Thank you. I think that as far as the shooting goes, at least we can agree.
Oh, yeah, the shooting was... I think the only thing that for me is whatever happened outside of what went inside the cockpit. Or like inside the plane.
Oh, like anything outside the plane. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
For me, was it?
Well, okay, buddy. Yeah, well, so now all the terrorists are down. The one who was flying the plane is down as well. So now there's no one to fly the plane now. But he will go on to collect rent from Spider-Man in 7 years. So,
7.
Yeah. That's the same actor from Spider-Man. You know that? Oh, my
the words, I was like, what?
Yeah, that's the same actor from Spider-Man who collects the rent from Peter Parker.
Who?
The Russian, the terrorist who was flying the plane.
Oh, yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know. He said it was weird.
Oh, I said it weird. Yeah. Okay, I know.
Okay,
well, anyway.
Yeah.
So, yep. And just when you think things couldn't get any worse, oh my gosh, now he's got hostage the wife. Oh my gosh. But the wife is all like, don't let them release the general. And then the terrorist is like, if anything happens, your wife's going to die. So, I don't know, but of course, president acting as a husband goes after, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. He ended up winning both. But it's pretty intense, him throwing out all the parachutes. I mean, there's still a good amount of parachutes left for everybody to get off the plane. But no, he's just there tossing them one by one. Oh, gosh. How could it get worse than that, right? But, yeah, he ends up smacking the heck off of terrorist. Actually, the wife helped because she had the gun to her head, and then she used her boomerang arms and was like, and that's how the president got a hold of terrorists.
So they had that look where it's like,
Oh yeah, it was great.
The element of surprise.
Yes,
and I'll go for it.
Yes,
it
was great.
So
it was great. Yeah, I loved it. And So he ends up getting a hold of this plane and like, how are we going to kill this guy? The gun is way over here. And like the president's in the crossfire, so she can't shoot, right? Or she might shoot the husband, right? So it's like, all right, I'm going to trust, my husband to finish the job. And anyway, it sounded a little weird, but anyway, he ends up finishing the job. He grabs a cord or something and like is wrapping it around his neck.
Yeah.
He pulls a parachute and his neck snaps, man. Like a toothpick, man. It was crazy. That's how he dies. Yep. It was pretty cool, man. And this is literally the best line almost in the entire movie, man. Like, this
cheesy,
is
cringy.
No. Oh.
The way he said it, I'm just like, no, bro, you killed it.
Come on.
God,
this is iconic. If you've ever seen Air Force One, you just know Harrison Ford saying, "Get off my plane." Oh, my gosh. He kicks him, and off the plane he goes. His neck snaps. And he is on the way down,
basically,
to Earth slowly, but he's already dead. So, yeah. That was cool, right?
Nah, that line. Bro. It's just a line for me, bro. The way he just said it, and the way it zoomed into him and everything, I'm just like, nah, it's not it. Not it.
Anyway, you thought it was over? He has to run all the way back upstairs just in the nick of time before the general is about to leave so that they can assassinate the general. And that's exactly what they did. The general died right there, and the whole world is saved. Psych! 6 MiGs. All of a sudden, listen, the Air Force One is about to land. They're like, all right, you know what? President Marshall is going to land this plane because he is a pilot, right? Yeah, he's a pilot. And just like Top Gun, this movie don't leave you alone, man, because 6 MiGs fly and are on course to intercept Air Force One. Let me tell you. Oh, hold on.
Wait, hold up. It don't stop there.
It ain't over
yet. It don't stop there, bro. It doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. It never stops. This movie just keeps going.
It
going so bad after every other scene. I'm just like, bro, let this movie end already.
Gosh, dude, no, come on. Come on.
Real, bro.
Come on, guys.
I'm just like, again and again.
End already, just like this podcast.
Stop it. No, this. Let me just tell you, dude. This thing, I'm telling you, like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, you don't like movies that poke at you, or what?
No, this one it didn't poke as good as for me. I don't know what about it. It just didn't.
All right.
No, like I've seen Top Gun Maverick, which I feel like everybody's seen that, and they did that so good after back to back.
It was amazing.
But compared to this movie, for me, it was not. Not even close for me.
Man.
You know.
Well, anyway, these MiGs come out of nowhere.
These what?
And the MiGs is what they call them. And unfortunately, the Halo flight left a while ago because that's what the terrorists told them to do. They're like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Or else we're going to kill more people. So they left a while ago. So Air Force One is alone, and these MiGs are coming for them. And, the flares can only do so much, right? That's right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they're taking a lot of damage, and then all of a sudden, they're here to save the day. And let me just tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you here, and I forgive it because it's 1997. But this ain't no Top Gun, but it was still a pretty decent dogfight that was going on there. Even to the point where one of the guys had to sacrifice himself to save Air Force One because they were out of flares. Remember that?
Yeah, I did. I do remember that toy airplane.
Gosh.
I saw that toy airplane going in and trying to protect the airplane.
Oh, my Lord. Jeez.
Rooster did it better.
Yes, he did. But it was still a decent scene. Because we weren't expecting that at all. It came out of left field, man. Like I said, this movie doesn't leave you alone. And so, out of left field, this came out of nowhere because you thought everything was fine. But it wasn't. And now, Air Force One is damaged. It can't land. How the heck are we going to land this thing now? Another problem.
And then again, they come back with another thing.
Exactly. It doesn't end, right? And this movie is 2 hours. and it's such a great movie because it's so packed in with all of this stuff in 2 hours. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like it's incredible. And, they have to figure out how we're going to get off this plane because it's like we can't land it anymore. It's unlandable. Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay. They tell the people that's like flying away, I think it's Liberty 24 is the plane, is the call sign. They tell these people to come this way. And basically what they do is like they do a mid-air rescue using a rope between the two planes, okay? And they're sending people over so that they can grab people from this area, this Air Force One, and then fly them back this way with like a grapple. Kind of like if you ever went parachuting. There can be two people on one parachute. That's kind of basically the same thing, kind of. And so they're like, all right, let's do this. And, they're getting people off, and the president's like, all right, take my family, take this guy. He's wounded. Take these guys first. And anyway, everything is fine. There ends up being 3 people left, and this plane is going slower and slower. It's like it's about to hit the ground. They only have time for one more retrieval. And it's like there's 3 people, and president, he's like, no, we're all going. But that one guy was like, you got to get off this plane, Mr. President. Basically saying, he's signing his death, basically. He's like, you go. I'm going to die here.
So this whole time, I've just been trying to just sacrifice myself for you guys. This whole time.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, gosh.
I'm like, this guy, you're supposed to be on the first one on the plane. Come on.
Oh.
This guy that took a bullet for you, he going to die. Who cares? He sacrificed himself.
Right. Because the only guys that were left was just the guy, he works with the president, and then that guy was in charge of the Secret Service, who's the double agent. And, of course, just when you think it ain't over, double agent whips out a gun and shoots the guy who was going to take him back to the other plane. And he also shoots the other guy who also dies there. He was like, it was you, basically saying he was a double agent. He was the one that let terrorists on board. He was the one that helped them do all of that. And it's just him and the president now. And he's like, well, I'm going to get off this plane. It's like, basically his job is like, he's going to kill the president right there, make it look like the president said, you go, I'm going to die. That's what his plan was. So that the next president, he could also bamboozle the next president too. That's what his plan was.
Horrible plan.
Oh, that's a great plan. I don't know. That's such a...
That fool signed a thing to sacrifice himself for the president. You telling me...
But double agent, man. He's playing both sides,
He's probably going to be, though. If he did survive, I feel like they would have investigated him. Why did the president let you go instead of him?
What was the Russians paying him, I wonder? I mean, they had to have been millions of dollars for him to do something like that.
I don't know.
Oh, my gosh.
Was it worth it?
It's crazy.
Obviously not, because he dies with the plane.
He ends up dying, which was also an incredible scene, man. Like, it's like, okay, all right. It's like he smacks him. He gets the guy on the ground, and it's like they got to pull up, and it's like they're losing altitude. It's like 300, 200, 100. He's trying to, like, the president is having trouble, like, grasping the thing on his, like, harness or whatever.
Yeah.
And just like, we have to pull up, and then they pull up, and he is there still dangling onto the thing, and he's like flying around everywhere, and they're still wheeling him in, and there goes Air Force One down to the grave into the ocean. That guy's stuck there. Now that CGI was a little bit off there, but...
Oh, you just noticed?
Okay, all right. No, not in the actual, like, I know they use a little bit of green screen, right? Yeah. But the actual plane going down did not look very good. But 1997, give it a break, please, right? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking right now, right? And eventually they get the president after a long reel in the rope, Basically what they did. So it was pretty good. That was a movie, and
honestly, guys, you don't even gotta watch the movie. We just basically went through the... Yeah, just watch the podcast. Honestly, we literally just talked about every thing about it. So
kind of, even when they're walking.
Honestly,
gosh,
yeah.
But this movie was just intense. I think it was intense. Like I say, it is. I'm gonna say it's boring in the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. When I watched it first, I was like, oh my gosh, if you're not invested, if you don't know what's about to come next, you might fall asleep. Oh yeah, but but don't fall asleep though, because once those three, I'm telling you, once those three Secret Service agents die, it goes absolutely full speed ahead. Like we're talking everything that I just said. Like I'm telling you, this movie doesn't leave you alone. Mm-hmm. Just when you think another hostage comes out, another hostage dies, it's like another action scene. They have to fire on the plane. It's like all this stuff like combined into one movie. Incredible. Way better than Nonstop. I don't know if you've seen Nonstop. I think Nonstop it kind of reminded me a little bit of Nonstop. You remember the movie Nonstop with Liam Neeson?
Yep.
Yeah, he kind of, that was still a decent movie, a little better than average, I'd say. Mm-hmm. Because, at the end of the day, it's like the whole set is a plane. And that was pretty good. That's pretty good. But I think Air Force One took it to the whole nother level. Because, come on now, right?
I would have rather watched Nonstop, not gonna lie, rather than this.
Oh my!
Yes. Don't get me wrong. This movie is good, right? I like the terrorists. They did so well in this movie. Anything inside the plane that we see was good for me. I would say the shooting, taking over hostages. Him trying to one hostage out of one. Trying to kill them, and then the president somehow still in the plane. Tries to rescue everybody in it. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it was good. That was it, though.
Yeah.
Anything besides that? Outside the plane, horrible for me. I ain't gonna lie.
97.
I know it's 97, but I still, I can't.
The Phantom Menace look worse than that. I'm just saying.
I'd say it's the same.
All right. Well,
I might as well just give my rating.
Oh gosh,
because I'm explaining what I like and everything.
All right.
Is that? Do you mind? Because you got anything else about the movie?
Well, I mean, did you believe Harrison Ford was a believable president?
He played the role good, yes, of a president, but his actions, I felt like, I didn't like him.
He must have not liked Indiana Jones 4.
Indiana Jones 4. I haven't seen it. The only ones I've seen was Indiana 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Which I liked them.
Oh, okay. You didn't like them? Oh, you haven't seen them. Oh, all right. I'm right there with you, buddy. No. We'll watch them together. Okay. All right. That's enough. We got to get ready for Indiana Jones 5 next year. So.
Oh yeah, it's coming out.
Oh yeah, old man Harrison Ford coming back.
Yeah, I wonder how he's gonna do that.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of stunt doubles. No, I'm just kidding. No, he'll work it out. I'm sure. Maybe he might have some sort of helper with him.
Stunt double. Do your work.
Something like that. I don't know. With CGI and stuff. I don't know.
Maybe it's gonna be his son. Or something.
You never know, man. You never know.
Hopefully.
Yeah. They'll figure it out. We got the technology nowadays, so
true.
We're good. We're Gucci, guys.
And CGI his face on a young person. Yeah.
I
like that.
I guess. Whatever. Okay. Anyway, so Harrison Ford, I think, is there like maybe if there was another actor, because I did hear that they were tossing a few names around because it wasn't going to be Harrison Ford. It was going to be Kevin Costner or something like that.
I don't know people by name.
The original Batman.
Oh, him?
Yes. It was going to be him, but then they got
I
Harrison
haven't seen
Ford.
enough movies to judge him.
Okay.
I feel like he would do this. I don't know. I don't know if it was just the directors who wrote or like his lines too. I didn't really like him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And they also threw the name around of Kenneth Reeves too.
Kenneth, who's that?
John Wick. Speed. Oh my Lord.
John Wick.
Matrix. Oh my God.
As president? No, he wouldn't look good as a president, but his actions
would be great.
Way better than what Ford did.
It would be Speed 3. It would be Speed 3, basically.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, Speed 2
I wish he had the actions of him.
Okay.
In this movie.
Okay. Yes, same guy. Yeah, completely different, right? He looks completely different and stuff. Yeah, John Wick as well, same guy. Yeah, he's a great actor, man. He got all them roles, man. Oh, that's a great one right there. Speed 2 wasn't very good at all, though. What happened now? You still love it? Yeah. Oh, that's a good one, dude. That's a good one. I like that one. Speed is good. But yeah, it wasn't going to be Harrison Ford. But I guess if you're saying just his action just didn't land for you.
No, his.
Okay, all right. I guess it should.
It's because I see a lot of him in you.
Okay, all right. That's
I do. I honestly do.
No, I don't.
I see it. The way dude, every action, bro. If you watch this movie, you basically see him as a president.
Absolutely not. Oh, if I was a president.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Oh, yes, you do.
Watch it.
See how incredible
watch
it is.
Watch it, and he's basically the president.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
It's perfect.
No,
just have it there,
no.
It's you'll understand it.
Oh, Lord, help us. Oh, gosh. Before we get the heck out of here, what an interesting podcast this was, wasn't it? This was.
I think it's one of our best.
One of our best, my butt.
Watch, it's gonna get the numbers. Watch.
A hidden gem for sure, isn't it? I'm gonna name it that. The 90's hidden gem. People click on that. Anyway, before we get on out of here,
gotta give them ratings.
We know what we do before we get out of here in every podcast, right? But before we give our ratings, let's see what other people think about Air Force One.
Yes, I wonder what they think.
Rotten Tomatoes, the critics give it. This is pretty solid. Of course, I think it's better, but the critics give it a 79% certified fresh. Certified fresh, man. 79.
It's basically like a B.
And that's 60% is their cutoff. So that's way above 60%, buddy. That is way above 60%. And it's got a certified rating, which means the majority of the critics gave it high.
Between C and B, it's probably what they gave it. Yeah.
The majority of the critics gave it a high rating. That's what. It's hard to get a certified fresh rating. Yeah. Okay, I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. They gave it like around C and B.
Okay, no.
Yeah, 80% out of 100.
Well, the majority. Because sometimes it's just what a tomato means. It's just. I'm not even gonna explain it. I'll just explain it later. You guys know. You guys know what it is.
Tell what the audience gave it.
The audience gave it a 66%, which is still above the 60%.
Not Rotten Tomatoes, though.
This is the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But please, it is above 60%, which is their cutoff. So that's pretty good. Yeah. That's pretty good. Now this one is a little. IMDb is a little bit messed up here because
they're perfectly fine.
IMDb gave it, are you ready for this? Very sad. A 6.5 out of 10, which unfortunately is below the 7 threshold of IMDb. IMDb fans gave it that. So that's not very cool, but I think it at least deserves a 7. It deserves a 7. But yeah, you can. If we can, we'll see how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, who's going first?
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. It's your favorite movie, so
it's my favorite movie of all time. I'm just telling you right now.
Go ahead.
Oh, not of all time. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Go ahead.
Top 3 here, baby.
Okay, go for it.
I'll go for it. Hey, listen. The complete W, Air Force One. Hey, I forgot to even mention the music. I thought the music was great too. Like I think the music. He didn't even notice the music, but it was great music. Okay. This movie although, some might criticize me for my nostalgia, just like what I told you guys, the story about how I've come to watch Air Force One over 20 times. But I still don't think about that because, after watching it for the first time this year again, as I enjoy more and more movies now, and I've seen other movies, I've seen really bad movies, I've seen really good movies, I've seen what a movie needs to be. This right here is it. And, the first 15 minutes, I'm not going to lie, I'll say it right now. Before, I didn't care because I didn't know much, but now it was boring. You'll be sleeping probably, but don't sleep because it is going to be a heck of a big old ride. It's a big roller coaster once you get past that first 15 minutes. Let me tell you, you better hang on tight because it's going to blow your pants off. I'm telling you right now. It is an incredible ride. Harrison Ford kills it. Gary Oldman, oh my gosh. Scary man. I just love this film, and definitely I don't see any problems with it, except for it's very slow in the beginning. I have to admit that. It takes a while to take off, but once it's in the air, no pun intended, once it's in the air, man, straight flight, baby. And although hey, listen, all this is, listen, all of this is, you might think it's an A+, but I'm going to give it an A.
Wow, your top 3 and it's not an A+?
But for nostalgia purposes, of course, it's going to be in my top 3.
Oh.
But you have to get the best of both worlds. I'm not going to be a fanboy or I'm not going to be a super critic. So, yeah, you might have thought it was an A+. No, I'll give it an A.
Okay, I respect that.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get it. He grew up watching this movie. I watched different ones, so we have a different perspective.
Sure.
So,
but I thought about it more critically. Okay, that's why I gave it an A.
Yeah, I respect that, Gabe.
Okay.
I respect that. Now let me talk and let me say my word.
Please do.
Jesus.
More importantly, why?
Why? Oh, why? Because I already told you earlier.
Oh.
I literally told you, and this guy over here already taking my words and everything.
All
but
right.
I like my favorite part of this movie is honestly the terrorist Ivan. Played it very well.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, I don't like to repeat myself, but and plus any scene in the movie that involves inside the plane, well done. It was slow, I will agree at the beginning. It does go fast throughout, but just that repeating itself again and again was too many times for me, I believe. Because it goes again and again and again throughout the movie. Like you expect him to, it's over now, but no. Keeps going. It never ends, right? And the more they do it for me, the less I get entertained throughout it. Not gonna lie. Towards the end, I felt like it. I was really low with that line he said. I ain't gonna lie, it was cringy the way he said it. I ain't gonna lie, but it did. But
big block of cheese.
Yeah, but anything besides that, outside the plane, CGI, I know it's a very old movie, but it's not it for me. I ain't gonna lie. So I'll give this movie, for me, it's a C-. C. Or, yeah, I'm debating between a C- or a C, but it's around there, yes.
Oh,
it's an average movie, honestly.
Give it a C at least. Can we at least?
No, can you
You said you're debating.
I am, but the
oh
more you talk,
my
it's
God,
more C-, man.
All right, Lord have mercy.
Yes, for real.
Oh my gosh. All right, that's it. We're gonna if we continue, we're just gonna be fighting and bickering.
So I'm just gonna give it. Yeah,
it's not even. So what is it?
I said it. I said C-. Yeah.
Okay. All
C-.
right.
Yeah.
We're boxing after this.
Oh. God.
Anyway,
obviously he doesn't respect my grade. So
I'm just kidding, guys. I really want to know. This is one of my favorite movies. What do you guys think about this movie? Please tell me. What are your thoughts on this movie? I would really like to know. We would like to know.
Yep.
So I would appreciate that. But anyway, guys, you know the drill. If you're hearing Apple Podcasts, why don't you throw a 5-star review, Spotify as well. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe always, right? Like that video. That would be greatly appreciated. And share it with a friend too. Why not? Right? Oh my gosh, I'm cutting that.
I think that saves the podcast. I ain't gonna
lie. Oh my gosh. Yes, I could probably be here for another 2 hours, but our producer has given us the limit of an hour and a half, so we can't go past that. All right, guys. I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to add? Are we all Gucci?
Yeah, we're Gucci.
Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can do another Star Wars, the next one. So we'll see about that. And I forgot to say in the beginning. Sorry if I sound a little like nasally. I'm just getting over a cold. So yeah, I should have said that in the beginning though. So oh God, hey, now I gotta cut that out.
No, gosh. You don't have to cut this one out, Rona.
Oh, all right, whatever. Oh my gosh,
having trouble there?
Yes. Anyway, before we head on here, let's do a little peace out on one. How about that?
All right.
Yeah, sound good?
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys for joining us. We love you. 3, 2, 1. Peace out.